What's good, y'all? Shaun here with something a little bit different. So recently I was contacted by the Midwec company, and they said they had seen some of my VR videos and that they wanted to send me some of their products to give a shot. And, I responded just that, I'd make a video about it, because even though they give me free stuff, they didn't request that I make a review, but I thought that I would at least go through a couple things, show you guys what I got and how I used it and whether or not it's helpful. So the first thing that they gave me was some cable management stuff. So I'll just flip the camera around here if that's possible. Can I do that? Is that a thing? Okay, no, it's not. Great. Okay, so anyway, if we look up here, so this is where I store my Oculus here up on this, and usually there aren't these cables coming up here. But the reason for that is because I've used this cable management system here, and you can see the pulleys. Okay, let's get that nice and right. You can see the pulleys that are in there that are holding the wires up. So I feel like, let me just first throw out there that I don't think that I would leave them up all the time. Easily enough, they have these. Come on, yep. So they have these little types of doodads that I can take easily, remove the wires as necessary and just put them to the side so they don't stick out. So anyway, what these are they're hooks that stick to the ceiling with some 3M style sticky stuff on the back. Stick those to the ceiling, they're hooks, and then you get these pulley systems also with 3M stickies. If you wanted to stick those, I guess, instead, you can stick those to the ceiling. And anyway, like you connect the the climbing hooks. What are those things called? Why can't I remember what it's called? Oh God, I'm having a problem. Okay, wait, you get one of those things. A carabiner, carabiner, I think is a carabiner. That's what it is. So anyway, they have these little tiny carabiners that you can hook on there so that you can run the wires through them, and then you don't end up with your Rift cables all in your way. So I got them and I was super excited, and then I realized, wait a minute, I don't really have a use for it because I still only have the base Oculus Rift cables, so they're very short. So I went on the Oculus website, and they actually have a room scale setup like page that'll tell you, hey, this is how you can add a third sensor, and here are some cables that'll work 100% for extending your HDMI and your USB 3 cables, because I'd heard a lot of stories of people who had used cables, extension cables, and they didn't work, they weren't powered, or even the powered ones weren't working. Well, if you're looking for that and you have an Oculus Rift, go on the website, look for it. They have a full list of exactly the stuff that they've tested and that will definitely work. So I got a 6-foot HDMI extender and a 6-foot USB 3 extender, and once I got those, then I was ready to set this whole thing up. So that's what I just did. Basically, I didn't think ahead enough. I'll tell you, if you get these, make sure that you think ahead. Plan out where you want to stick the sticky things, because once they're on there, they are totally on there. I wasn't sure if they were going to be removable, but I guess that wouldn't really make so much sense because they got to be pretty thick if you're, yanking on them as you're moving around the room. But I'll show you really quickly one of the problems that I had. I'll just grab this chair here. This is the one that I tried to move right here, and let me just show you what's happening. So you grab the corner here, and look, see, like that's paint. See that? That's the ceiling. That's not good. You shouldn't be doing that in your house. So anyway, so keep in mind. So wherever you put it, that's where it's gonna be. So I'm not unhappy with the placement. I mean, the placement where I put them. I have 3 of them up right now. I think that it's fine. I wanted to have one that was like dead center in the room. That's right here. This is usually where I'm standing when I'm doing the VR stuff. And I did try it out, and it makes a huge difference. And the reason for that is, if you see me play the Rick and Morty game or any other 360 game, I'm constantly grabbing the cable and moving it around and stepping around, or turning all the way around and going, oh, hold on, I gotta spin all the way around so I can step over the cable so it's not in my way anymore. And that's an ongoing problem with VR, is that the cable's in your way, it takes you out of the immersion, and you gotta be worried about it. Well, straight up, the fact that the cable is running from the back of your head and going up towards the ceiling, makes a huge difference. So I'm going to switch here real quick to another video of another video. I'm going to take a video of me using it and me walking around, and it makes a hell of a difference. I'll tell you. I'd seen these things online, and I'm really, oh, well, you can see my hand. I'd seen these things online, and I'd always thought about getting one, and I'm glad that I finally got this. And now I should have bought one a long time ago, especially with the amount of VR stuff that I've been doing. But it makes a huge difference. It makes it a lot easier. So just check out an easy walk around, and we'll use Rick and Morty as an easy test video here. All right, here we go. Okay, so here we are in Rick and Morty. And you'll see that the cable is hanging off the top of my head. I made myself much bigger in the self cam thing there, and you can see that I can walk around a lot easier. I have my guide here, and although I still do feel a little bit of the pulling behind my head, I can just walk around without having that problem of constantly like flipping around and going, oh, I gotta step over my cable. I gotta step over my cable. This definitely makes it a lot better. I will say that it is a little bit distracting to feel that pull on the back of your head when you're kind of going farther away. And maybe that can be helped with the additional, like adding additional sticky doodads to the ceiling. Once you add those, I think that it would kind of take that pressure off the back, because you won't be pulling on only the couple that's back there. You would have one right above you. So I think that this is great. Like either way, it's super helpful for me, because I know that like I'm constantly jumping back and forth, and I'll tell you that the amount of times I've stopped and had to go, wait, hold on, and then turn all the way back around to step over my cable or to reset it. This makes a huge difference. So I definitely suggest that you get that you try things like this. This makes it a lot better. I mean, usually my cable is just running out from behind my computer right across the floor, and it's always in the way. So getting the extenders makes you like have more distance from your computer that you can go, but it's always going to be in your way. But when you have it coming right from your ceiling, you really don't feel that, and you feel a lot more free to do whatever. And that's what VR is all about, is to be able to have freedom and feel like you can totally move around and enjoy it. So yeah. So there's your example. The cable's coming from the ceiling, and therefore you don't really have to worry about tripping all over it or having to move it constantly while you're playing. It's just back there. The only downside I would say is that you do feel a little bit of pressure behind your head, like as the cable's kind of pulling back. But if that's a problem, you can just add more of the sticky doodads with the hooks. I think that would relieve the pressure if you had enough around your room, or at least kind of maybe separated around like a square in your room. Maybe that would be better. I'm not sure. But again, plan it out before you go. That's the only downside. Plan it out before you put it on. Don't be like me and put it on your ceiling and realize you're just ripping all the paint off if you have to take it down, and they're not replaceable, because it will screw up your ceiling. But either way, I highly recommend these. Make sure you check out the description. I will put a link down there to these cable management doodads, and I do recommend them. I mean, honestly, this is a great product, and also a really good deal. They're super cheap for what they do, and I've seen a lot of higher priced ones on Amazon, and so this, I give it my seal of approval. My seal of approval. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know if you're into review videos. I know I do most of game stuff, but I wanted to throw out there that this is what I was using, that I really appreciated these people throwing this at me, and I thought that I'd let you guys all know that they work. It's not a scam. These things are actually legit, and they do make the VR experience a lot better. All right, thanks a lot for watching. You're all great. Later!